Here we are, me in a silly hat. It got wet and now I've creased it. I'll have to reset it. However, cleaning kit, what things do. Now that's what I said the other day about knowing what things do. Because realistically you don't need a lot of stuff. The first thing everybody should always have is a big bag of washing soda. You can use it to wash the dishes. My grandmother never bought washing up liquid because she thought it was a frightfully modern waste of money. You can use it to wash your clothes, and it's generally a handy thing to have, and it's very cheap. You can usually buy a kilo or 2 kilo bag for a couple of pounds, and it lasts ages. Instructions are on the back, but it's just a nice alkali, and that's really, really useful. It'll get you out of holes. Cloths. Microfiber work really well, but they do release microplastic. Just buy cotton cloths. You can buy multi-packs of cotton cloths in the discounters for under £1 and wash them. Don't throw them away when you're done with them. They wash. That's the point of getting them. Wash your cloths and reuse them. A cloth is usually better when it's been washed several times. It becomes more absorbent. Old t-shirts make great cloths. Don't chuck away a t-shirt when it's got holes in it. Chop it up and you've got some more cloths. Complete. And it's not just saves you money, it's the eco-friendly way of doing things. Furniture polish can be useful if you like the smell. It's quite handy for getting fingerprints off melamine, but I don't tend to use a great deal of it. If you've got wood, proper wax polish or a wood oil is quite useful. It smells good. I make my own polish. In the one place where they've got serious furniture, I make my own with beeswax and turpentine so that I can control what I'm putting on the furniture. And I've done a piece by that already here, so you can see that. Spray cleaners, they're really useful, and they're really useful because they're quick to apply a liquid to a surface, but you don't just spray them right. You spray and you leave them for a minute or two. If they've got a germicide in them, that will give the germicide time to work, and if they have nothing but a bit of washing up liquid and hot water or water, it will allow that to soak into the dirt, so you do just wipe the dirt away. But if you try wiping immediately, you won't get anywhere. So, washing soda, some dishwasher washing up liquid. I use the eco brands because I personally quite like frogs. Washing powder, whatever you like. Again, I prefer to use an eco powder, but you know what, at least half the time I don't put any washing liquid in my clothes whatsoever. When I'm washing towels, I don't. Every now and again I wash my sheets and my towels on a 60 to make sure that they're vaguely sanitised, but most of the time I just wash them in plain water. I don't use fabric softener because it stops them being, and that's the thing, if you're washing cloths, never use fabric softener. It coats fabric in like a wax so that it feels soft and it goes fluffy in a tumble dryer, but of course it stops it absorbing. So if you've got fabric conditioner on a cleaning cloth, it'll just smear things around. So you've got your cloths, you've got your washing soda, you've got your washing up liquid. I use a lot of white vinegar, and in fact what I often do is decant it into a spray bottle and use it instead of furniture polish. Because it's mildly acidic, it won't darken hard woods. Alkalized washing soda will make hardwood go black. Things like oak and teak, if you put an alkali on them, they exude a black inky stuff, and it's really quite hard to get out. You have to use an acid to bleach it out. Other than that, a spray bottle, I buy spray bottles and then I just constantly refill them. If you live in a hard water area, buy a proprietary limescale remover. I like either Viacal or the one from Lidl because they're thick and you can put them on vertical surfaces and they stay put to work. Some kind of scrubby absorbent thing. I'm not really very keen on scrubby sponges because of the environmental damage, but they are quite good at what they do. You can get coconut fibre ones which kind of work, or you can use loofahs. They work quite well, but they're not as absorbent. Cellulose sponges are great. They're very absorbent, but they don't scrub. But you can feel your way. What works for you? And I've got to be honest here. If you're on a real budget, those little scrubby sponges are really cheap. So do the best you can. Nobody's perfect, and sometimes being eco-friendly can be really bloody expensive, and not everybody can afford it. So do the best you can, use as little product as you can, and you'll probably do more good than if you were using all the eco products by the gallon. Where have we got to? I don't use a lot of bleach. I'm not a fan of bleach. It has a few uses. Getting rid of mould, black mould is one of them. But other than that, and I certainly don't use it in loos. We have limescale around here. I use a lavatory cleaner that removes limescale. If I keep the limescale away from a loo, I keep the glazed porcelain surface clear, and there's nowhere for the bacteria and therefore the smells to get lodged in. It's an easy way to get rid of smells. Rubber gloves. Rubber gloves, always rubber gloves, especially if you wash up by hand, because whenever you can, you should use water far too hot. It's more efficient at cleaning because it's very hot. You use less detergent if that's what you're using. If you're using washing soda, that's alcohol, that will wreck your hands, so never put bare hands in that. It protects your hands. It means you can use hot water. Brilliant. And also you can put your hands down the loo if you want to. You know, if the loo's really grubby and you want to give it a good scrub, get a scrubby pad and, you know, give it a bit of elbow grease. You've got rubber gloves on, it's fine. You don't need a lot. You don't need scent to put in your washing. You just don't. You might like it, and if you like it, you can have it. Likewise, air fresheners. You don't need them. A clean home doesn't really have any smell. If you like them, have them, but be aware some of the things like Febreze do give other people a headache. And likewise, I find, you know, if I go into a supermarket and people have been a bit heavy-handed with those scent beads or the bold, I mean, it actually makes me feel quite ill. It makes my nose hurt. But you don't need a lot. Understand the function of each product that you're getting, and you don't need a lot. Sometimes those paste, a scouring thing would do. Your grandmother would have used a tin of Vim or Ajax, and that's still available, and it's brilliant stuff. You can get the pastes, things like the pink stuff or the elbow grease or the Astonished. They're not much of a muchness. They're kind of that brand's proprietary detergent mixed with chalk to make a paste. Or Cif. You know, Cif is quite good. It's not massively abrasive, but it's quite a good cleaner. You'll find out what works for you, because everybody does different stuff. They have a different lifestyle and they create different dirt and they have different problems. So what works for me may not work for you. I use different things in different houses. So there really isn't a hard and fast rule. But if you learn what things do, then you can find the one that is useful for you. So hopefully that's about as much help as, well, I'm not giving you rules, I'm giving you guidelines, and that's the thing to stick by. Is it's all influenced by what you do and your budget and everything else, but that's a basic kit. Things like a hoover and a dustpan and brush and a broom are also really useful. Oh, and a squeegee to clean your shower screen, because then you will find that it's really, especially if you keep it in the shower, and then you just, when you've used the shower, you squeegee the shower screen down, and then you don't need to clean it very often. And that's the biggest saving of all. Keeping things clean as you go, wiping it down, keeping your dishcloth well wrung out, wiping surfaces down, a little wipe as you go, and it saves you a fortune in products, and also it saves you hours and hours of time. So, good luck.